So just talking about Glenn Maxwell, 201 against Afghanistan. It's the greatest innings I've seen. Vivian Richards, 189 against England in 1983. I listened to it on radio, I never saw it. Kapradev, 175 against Zimbabwe. I listened to it and never saw it. Now, I immediately ruled out Kapradev 175 because it was against Zimbabwe, and Zimbabwe were minnows at the time. Now, Wisden, the Bible of cricket, is it Wisden or ESPN? One of those two, either Wisden or ESPN, said that Vivian Richards 189 against England in 1983 was the greatest ODI innings of all time. That was before Maxwell 201. You remember, West Indies was 166 for 9 when Michael Oldham joined Vivian Richards at the crease. And West Indies end up making 272 for 9 as Oldham stayed with Richards, and he played a brilliant innings. Now, one of the things that was said is that the bowling of Afghanistan could not be compared to the bowling of England. So that 189 is better than the 201 because the Afghanistan bowling is weak. Now, let me say this. 201 of 128 delivers for. In this World Cup, we're talking about this World Cup. The 293 for 7 that Australia made against Afghanistan in that match that Maxwell made, the 201, was the highest total recorded against Afghanistan in the tournament. And you see there, I put it rank 24. 24 means that there were 23 other totals in the tournament that was greater than the 293 for 7. The 293 for 7 was the highest total in the tournament against Afghanistan. Afghanistan and India, and after today, it should be now Afghanistan alone. In this World Cup, Afghanistan is the only team not to have conceded 300 runs in an innings. Afghanistan. So how do you say that bowling is weak? Well, it's the only team in the tournament not to have conceded 300 runs. Afghanistan bowling is so different, it's so disciplined, that the highest number of extras they have conceded in an innings, and it was in that same match against Australia that they conceded it, was 16. That's the highest number of extras that they have conceded in an innings. And it ranked 22. That means 21 other teams. That means there have been 21 other innings where the team conceded more than 16 extras. All the team in this competition have an innings where they conceded more than 16 extras. All of them. So Afghanistan is the only team not to have conceded 300 runs. Afghanistan, the highest total that they have conceded is 293, and it was in that match that they lost against Australia. The 16 extras, the highest number of extras that they have conceded, ranked 22. And this one, India, in the World Cup so far, in the preliminary round, so we are not going to put the semifinals. We are just using the preliminary round, 313 for 7. This match is done and dusted. They need 85 runs from 20 deliveries. So in the 7-match preliminary round, India conceded the least number of runs, 1,708. South Africa conceded the second least number of runs, 2,158. Afghanistan was third, 2,176, just 18 more runs than South Africa. The next best was New Zealand, who conceded more than 100 runs more than Afghanistan. You cannot say that this Afghanistan bowling wasn't good. It's a good set of bowlers, and basing on this tournament, it's a good set of bowlers. Now, I see Maxwell innings as the greatest ODI innings of all time. If someone should say to me, Vivian Richards' 189 is the greatest ODI innings of all time, I don't have an issue with that because it is your opinion. So I can't have an issue with your opinion, especially that I rank Vivian Richards innings second. But I rank Maxwell innings first. So I do not have an issue with anyone who said that Richards innings is the best of all time. I do not have an issue. What I would probably have an issue with if you are going to say that the Afghanistan bowling was poor. No, the statistics shows that their bowling was not poor. So if you think that Richards' innings is the greatest, fine. But I believe that Maxwell innings was the absolute best ODI innings of all time. Certainly, without no doubt whatsoever, it is the greatest ODI innings I have ever seen in my life.